Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Press C for Carnage. This is your host Dave, and joining me as always is Jordan and Colin.
Hey, what's up?
Yo.
All right, Cyber. First, as always, what do you got for me?
News, articles. So we're gonna talk about the Mario movie trailer that just released because wow, they really amped it up this time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe tell us about it.
I mean, I don't know if you guys saw, but they added a bunch of like Easter eggs to the Donkey Kong family. They basically showed the entire Donkey Kong family tree with even new characters that I didn't even know existed. Um, Along with a racing car track scene where they're all playing Mario Kart, which was insane. So it kind of looks like the Olympic Games because at one point Mario's running across the like a thin board with Donkey Kong at the other side of it, and he gets his face smashed in. So like the entire trailer was insanely action packed, and that's great. I think it definitely increases my excitement for the movie because I was kind of downed on it with the first trailer, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm still upset with Chris Pratt's voice. I still think he's probably the most worstly voiced character in the entire movie from what I've seen. Luigi sounds pretty good. Bowser sounds amazing. The Toads sound pretty decent. What are you guys' thoughts on the voices, specifically like Peach and Mario and Luigi from the new trailer?
Bowser's great. Mario's bad. Forget what Peach sounds like. She's fine. I guess the Toads are okay.
I don't know what anybody sounds like besides Bowser, and that's just because I knew Jack Black is playing him.
Gotcha.
Donkey Kong shouldn't talk.
Donkey Kong shouldn't talk. He's like Seth Rogen. No, get him out of there. Get him out of there.
Well, I mean, he's a donkey. No, so
he's a donkey.
You know what? I'm tired.
I'm sorry. He's a what? He's a what?
Sorry. He's a gorilla or ape, whichever one you want to go with. Anyway, he all he should do is make grunts or like monkey sounds throughout the movie.
Oh my god.
Well, Donkey Kong has always been able to communicate with Mario in history. Like he does actually talk to Mario when he has Princess captive.
Doesn't he just taunt him with laughs though? I don't think he actually talks.
He taunts them, and Donkey Kong, they do talk amongst themselves too. It's I don't know. I think I don't know if Seth Rogen was the best choice for Donkey Kong, but I think it's a character that deserves a voice, if any.
Okay.
In my opinion.
I guess.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they have to interact somehow, right? Because you got Cranky Kong and Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong Senior. Yeah, I mean, they all have to talk to each other somehow. It can't just be grunts.
Okay, well, you ever watch How to Train Your Dragon? They're not dragons.
You ever watch Planet of the Apes?
I mean, before or after they turned into talking monkeys? Because then,
Talking after.
well, then that was just them talking English. All right. Yeah, I mean, so I don't know about you guys, but I'm more excited for it now than I was before. I definitely think it's a must watch now rather than I'll watch it when I get ready to, like, or when I feel like it. Yeah, I think I'm going to watch it whatever services streaming service it ends up coming out on. That is whether or not my son, depending on what time period it comes out, I might take my son to the movie theater to see it because he loves Mario. So we may end up taking him as like a birthday present or something, even if it's an early birthday present whenever it ends up releasing. So
I think it's going to be released like all at the same time because I'm pretty sure it's going to be released with the big hitters or earlier than that with Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Indiana Jones 5.
You think they would release Mario the movie at the same time as like a big superhero movie? I think they'd probably do it
like,
out
I'm
of.
saying that's what definitely before. Because
they're probably gonna release it during like spring. I don't know when the release date is, but I imagine it'd be like spring break or anytime the maximum amount of kids can view it will
Summertime, right? Makes sense.
Like early summer.
Yeah, like June or July. That would make a lot of sense, actually. Okay, are you guys ready to move on to the next article?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so this one's a doozy. So this is also related to like Mario and Nintendo. So there's some real weird drama going on at the Nintendo headquarters because they for some reason can't decide what they want to do, and I don't know if there's like conflict internally like between the heads of like the people who are in control of the company. I'm not sure what's going on here because they're very wishy-washy. They're like one moment like, yeah, we don't want that, and then the next they're like, wait, we were joking, we actually did want it, we're sorry about pissing you off. So what I'm referencing is they just recently announced that they are canceling all Super Smash Bros. Like tournaments. Like they had like an official tournament scene, which one of the biggest ones they have every year, which is, it's called the Smash World Tour. Basically, they canceled it and said no more. They said, nope, we're done. We're not supporting this anymore. Into the future, it's gone. Nope, done. And no one knows why. There's no straight answer from them as a PR statement. I mean, it's just the initial statement here says from the video game boot camp, which says the cancellation came without any warning, despite the organizers being in contact with Nintendo for the past 12 months. The reason for the unceremonious shuttering, Video Game Boot Camp wasn't licensed through Nintendo like Panda Global's Panda Cup tournament was. This caused plenty of headaches for the Video Game Boot Camp, and the organizers pointed fingers at Panda Global CEO Dr. Alan Bunny for his attempts to undermine the Smash World Tour by threatening it and other tournaments with cancellation. So just I don't know. I don't know if maybe they pissed Nintendo off because from what I read here, it looks like they're not going to support it anymore at all. They're just like, nope, we're done. Like I don't know. I don't know if it's like they tried to screw Nintendo out and it kind of pissed them off. Like, burn their bridge.
If they don't have the actual rights to use Nintendo products, and then they try to undercut Nintendo. Nintendo, for one, are the worst to try to plagiarize, first of all,
right,
or use copyright content. So if you're gonna shoot them in the foot after they've already allowed you to step all over it,
right,
they're gonna sue you for everything you got. I'm sorry. I can see Nintendo making their own, Smash Bros. Tournament. I can see them just taking it entirely away from these guys and making their own.
Do you think they make money off of this, though? I feel like, maybe the licensing would be the money maker in that situation, but
do you think they'd be supporting Smash Bros. Currently if such a tournament or community existed? I'm pretty sure they would not still continuously be getting revenue from this game,
right?
If it wasn't for this community. So
you're right. They are pretty diehard. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, any other comments about the article then, guys, or no?
Maybe they're trying to push something. They want to dry out the market.
I think they are. I think for the last 12 months, while they're quote unquote in contact, Nintendo had their own thing, just brewing, just being perfected until this blow up happened. Like, oh yeah, Merry Christmas, motherfucker! Like, look what we got.
Oh my god.
So Nintendo
funny.
is the Disney of the world for video games. So you're.
I agree. I feel like they're a little bit. Sorry, I was gonna say I feel like they're a little bit more petty than Disney, to be honest. But
that's up for debate. That's
yeah.
It's terrible.
So so the community isn't pretty upset about it, rightfully so. A lot of this community has been here for decades, since like the N64 Smash. So
that's. I think Nintendo has something in the works. If they don't, they're a bunch of morons.
Agreed.
But at the same time, it's Nintendo. What are you gonna do about it? They're gonna pump something out, and then you're gonna be like, "Oh, yay, we like you."
It's true. It's true. That's what's happening with the Pokemon Company right now with that new crap game.
Yeah, so. Prime example. So
that and Sonic Frontiers actually is another good example of that as well, because apparently they're winning or like second or third place above. Like, I don't know if they are now anymore, but at one point they were above God of War for the fan voted game of the year. They were above both God of War and Elden Ring in the top 3.
Yeah, see, God of War, unfortunately, is their limited to PS5, so they're not getting the reviews of the rest of us waiting to play the goddamn game. So, truthfully, I think Frontier will be demolished the moment it gets released, a year or whatever from now for us. But
oh, you're saying God of War on the you're saying when God of War releases on Steam.
When it comes cross-platform, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you Carnage, did you want to move on to I have one last story, but before we do this last story, you wanted to talk about Battlefield 2042?
Oh man, it just get fucked. It's for anybody that doesn't know, for anybody that, what was this, 2 years ago, we had the opportunity for this huge hype Battlefield game to pre-order now, and you could play early access for 2 weeks before anybody else.
Right.
So I'm in Canada, so the base game was about $75. For me to get that access, I had to buy the gold pack, which came out to $124 goddamn dollars.
Jesus.
For the game not to work, for the game to be so shit, and I got screwed over with the Steam refund because I was like 0.9 hours over the refund limit.
Oh man.
Which I could say was, I don't think I played that much. I don't think I played 2.9 hours of game time.
I think it was
that was
probably
all loading.
I was gonna say probably crashes, to be honest, because I feel, if I remember correctly, whenever I bought it too, the first week it was literally just like, oh, you got into a game crash. You got into a game crash. Like I barely played it at all.
It took me an hour to even get past the beginning cinematics because it was on atrocious quality, crashing my shit. So anyway, so now they're offering for everybody, since they've quote unquote, fixed their problems, a free trial period. I believe it's like between 7 to 10 days of free trial for their game,
like an MMO.
that's great. That is great. I'm not getting my $124 back, but thanks for the free trial. Thanks.
You sound so salty. I love it. Oh, it's so good.
I am very salty, and it's why? Get fucked. Get fucked.
Well, I know the reason why.
What's that, Colin?
I know the reason why.
Oh yeah, why is that?
And they need a fan base. No, seriously. If they can get hundreds of people into the game for free, and they play religiously because maybe they fixed a bunch of the bugs.
You think they fixed enough of them for that to work? I feel like the game's foundation is cracked, my guy. That game is not coming back from the dead.
At the same time, Warzone 2 is terrible right now. I mean, Cyberpunk didn't have the comp. Battlefield does, and with Warzone being shit, they are in a good spot to get the players transition over because Warzone's shit. But
I wouldn't say it's shit. It's got its issues, but
they're paying off streamers to play. Like Shroud was paid off to play Battlefield for 2 weeks, and
it's funny you say that. I literally just saw Bikini Body is the guy that I watch who does like Rainbow Six Siege videos. He literally got paid by EA to do an entire YouTube video of him quote unquote having fun in Battlefield 2042, and I was like, no, not Bikini, no.
Yeah. They weren't hiding it. It's flat out. Thanks for EA for sponsoring this stream.
Yeah.
And it was like that for 2 weeks straight with Shroud. It's like, oh my god, man! Like, really?
I mean, take your money where you can get it, I guess. But I really don't want to watch you play this crap game.
It's terrible. And of course, it's Shroud, so he's dominating. And the guy's got a fucking. He has a OP PC.
Right.
Everything's sponsored by Logitech on his end, so there's not a single fucking problem with his PC.
Right.
Yes, even if it isn't, he has so much dev support.
Right.
So what, and I'm talking
the devs were literally in every one of his games patched.
Every one of his games,
yeah, right.
But they're literally attached to his PC. His problems get fixed on the fly.
Right.
That's how much support he has from Logitech. So
literally,
when you got a guy like that showcasing your game, there's no problems.
What were you saying, Colin? Sorry.
Has an F1 Logitech team just making sure his computer's working
at all times. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, he makes more than enough money to pay them to do so. So.
Oh man, have you seen his house? Oh my
Oh,
god.
he's a multimillionaire for sure, dude. Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah. You know.
I wish I was that good at video games. All right.
Yeah.
Last article.
Moral of the story: Get fucked, Battlefield.
Actually, it's funny. You should be reversing that. That's what they're saying to you right now.
Yeah.
No, they made off like bandits with you.
Oh, not just him, me, and everyone else that bought the $90 plus version to get early access to it. Oof.
That was their trick. They probably broke even with that game with the amount of pre-orders and shit.
I'm so mad that I paid $90 to be a fucking alpha tester. I'm so mad. All right, last article, guys. This might end up being a short episode today. So this one's Cyberpunk 2077 is getting a Game of the Year edition. Why? Why?
Does it have DLC?
It's going to have, yeah. So it says here, when the game, following the release of Phantom Liberty's expansion for Cyberpunk 2077 and another huge patch, the troubled open-world RPG Cyberpunk 2077 will be re-released in a Game of the Year edition, CD Projekt Red CEO Adam Kaczynski told investors during a recent call. As reported by Polish news site Stockwatch, Cyberpunk 2077 Game of the Year edition is scheduled for 2023 release. Kaczynski said, quote, "It is a natural order of things," end quote. He also said, quote, "It was the same with Witcher 3, which, after both expansions were finally released for the game as a Game of the Year edition, has been operating on the market ever since. The same can be expected in this case. It's quite obvious," end quote. I understand the logic behind that specifically. Like, oh, we know we released multiple DLCs, multiple expansions, huge patches. We quote unquote fixed the game. Carnage, you were just saying this about Battlefield 2042. So I mean, the main thing here I have an issue with though is, like, from what I've heard, yeah, the game is better, but it's still not in a quote unquote fixed condition. Like, there's still a lot of issues with it. Like, I think this game needs at least another year. Like,
it's better when it's self-modded better.
Right.
I think what they're going for is just a relaunch. They messed it up so much with the original release with so many bugs that they just need a kind of fresh slate. So they're like, here's the new and improved Game of the Year edition. Right.
So they're doing it for appearance's sake. They're doing it for like a reinvestment of the IP. I mean, but you don't see, like, No Man's Sky didn't do that. No Man's Sky didn't release a Game of the Year edition with all of its DLC and updates or whatever. Like, this is, I don't know. It seems kind of scummy, to be honest. I'm a little upset about how scummy it is. I expected more from CD Projekt Red. Like, they seem to be pretty cool and consumer friendly, but this is just like the money grab for the investors to make them seem happy.
Well, I mean, for some people, it's actually useful. I mean, for the longest time, me and my family really only ever bought CDs, so we didn't buy stuff from the online store. So some people need the Game of the Year edition to get all the DLC.
Okay, now how would that make you feel if you had just bought the most recent DLC for $30 and they just released the Game of the Year edition with all the two major DLCs for like $60 total? But if you did it individually like you did, you ended up paying like $80 or $90 or whatever total because you bought $60 for the base game and so on and so forth. Let's say you didn't buy it during a sale, obviously. So would you be upset about that? Like,
would I?
Yes.
Yes. Would Carnage be? Yes, but the people who get the free games and the free trials and all the extra junk aren't.
Right.
It's just...
Yeah, I mean, not hindsight, but truthfully, it's not going to be a $60 deluxe. It's going to be an easy 90 American.
Yeah, and
deluxe edition.
Also, like, that's how sales work.
Right. Okay. All right, that makes sense. I don't know. I think it's kind of scummy, to be honest, but whatever.
It's like, you know, quote unquote remastering your games. Like, fuck off. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
why are you putting so much time into a game that's giving you more than enough revenue to give us something new? No, let's remaster.
I'm not gonna lie though, I am excited about the I don't know if you want to call it a remastering or a remaking, but they're going to be coming out with Silent Hill 2 again, and I'm really excited for that. I cannot wait. So it looks like it might be a remaking of it, to be honest. Like kind of like what they did with the Final Fantasy 7. What's up?
Did you hear my thing about Bethesda?
I did not.
I basically said, well, Game of the Year basically being made by Bethesda. Yeah, sure, it's pretty scummy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean Skyrim released for the 10th time?
Yeah, I mean, it has so many Game of the Year editions.
Yeah, it's true.
Skyrim and Fallout, like.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say now because of the audio glitches.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you guys just want to move on then? I don't really have anything else. Do you guys have anything you want to just chat about? Any games you're playing currently, other than Warzone again?
Well, Warzone could suck my arse too.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear the rant
of Warzone.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I don't. No, I don't want to be angry today. I got to work later. I don't want to be angry today. It's
all right.
Yeah, sure.
It's yeah.
I got you. All right, let's take a small break so we can hear a word from our sponsors.
Hello, everyone. It's that time again for another Did He One Up My Girl? Our first guest is a man with very little to say, but a lot to exclaim.
Woohoo!
So, my young Italian friend, how are you feeling about the results of today's DNA test?
Woohoo!
Alrighty then, let's bring out the results. And the results of Little Cappy Jr. is... You are not the father.
Woohoo!
We'll see you next time on Did He One Up My Girl?
And we're back. Carnage.
Yeah, so since we left off on you wanted me to give a rant about Warzone, I will give a little bit one. You know, and like I said last time, fix your shit. Fix your shit. You are the AAA title right now, and not only is your gameplay visually is trash, but so is your lag, your FPS, I lose all my frames when trying to parachute or hop out of a plane.
Right.
I have configured my PC down to the bones to try to make up for this game, and I put everything on high performance, and I cannot breach 75 frames while in game, and it's
Carnage.
ridiculous. I can go what?
Carnage, how dare you? They have one intern working on this game. How dare
it's
Carnage.
Yeah, well, I think they can afford another free one.
Yeah, right.
To get two going, because unless I am rocking a 4000 series with the new Risen 9
Good luck.
with over 100 gigs of RAM, like you cannot operate this game on the graphics they're presenting on low.
Ridiculous.
You just can't. So that's my rant. Fix your shit, Warzone. like I'm glad that we were just an alpha test for you, or beta test, or go fuck me test, whatever you want to label it as. So I think it's time for you to pump out a Game of the Year edition and let us move forward.
Carnage, I was gonna say, all of that does matter. However, double XP weekends with Mountain Dew.
Double XP weekends with
Double
Mountain Dew.
XP weekends with Mountain Dew. Hey, if they provided the Mountain Dew, I'll drink it.
No,
that's what I'll do. I'll drink it.
Oh, that's funny. So you I don't want to say to replace Warzone, but you did play a little bit of a very, I don't want to say very old game, but it is fairly old now, all things considered. In retrospect of Warzone being literally brand new.
It is, as far as oldest supported games go, Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six Siege specifically.
I tried it for the first time with you guys after all this time, and I enjoyed the game. However, the skill gap for brand new players is very hard to compete against.
It's got a high skill ceiling for sure.
It does, and it's as of right now, it is a skill issue on my end. I don't know where the angles are, or the common spots are to see a guy to pre-fire a corner.
Right.
You know, I'm getting my ass handed to me. I have no idea what the characters even do.
Yep,
and people are yelling at me to use my special, and I have absolutely no fucking clue what it is. What, a grenade? Is that my special? A grenade?
Is it a grenade?
So, anyways, that's...
I was just going to ask, do you think the game should do better about trying to ease newbie players into the, like, literally 35 operators with each of their abilities? Like, what do you think they should do to alleviate that problem, that skill issue of, like, I don't know these maps, there's no way for me to go through them without literally dying 1,000 times?
What Valorant has done from the start is their tutorials are you go against bots and their tutorials,
right.
But the bots are in spots and act as if they are normal players.
Right.
And if Siege implemented that so that the tutorial is you realizing where to look, how small of a space you should actually be looking for, like literally a pixel on your screen,
right.
There's going to be a guy shooting at you. If they were that in depth, I think I'd have a much better feel for the game.
Okay.
Instead of saying, "Oh, this guy's cheating," or he pre-fired me, he's hacking. He's like, "Well, it's not hacking. It's get good." Like,
I get it.
You know, this guy's been playing since the start. It's
right.
You know,
yeah, they have more map knowledge and experience.
I think they could implement a better tutorial, just like Valorant, and I actually hope a lot of games pick up what Valorant has done. Right from the get-go, Valorant has pushed you in the direction of how they want you to play and how you should play and how to expect to play. So,
giving you a foundation of the meta play right off the bat.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So I'm just gonna transition into what I've been playing. I've been playing a little bit of Cult of the Lamb on my Steam Deck through remote play because I don't have it actually on Steam. I got the good old games version, so I had to add it as a non-Steam game and then play it through remote play through my Wi-Fi on the Steam Deck. But it runs great. That game is I'm only like about 2.5 hours in. So I'm not gonna be able to give like a full review or anything. But the time I've played with it so far, it eases you in pretty well. It explains everything pretty well. For anyone who doesn't know, it's like I don't know if this is gonna help in the explanation at all because some people might not even know what this game is, but it's like Don't Starve or like Don't Starve Together without real people. It's like the Sim. It's like Don't Starve and the Sims had a baby. Because you have to create a cult of NPCs and you give them jobs in this like wide open hub area. And you can build structures and stuff like statues to pray to your demonic god and that sort of thing because it is a cult. And basically you know these NPCs, these furry little animals, have jobs to like collect resources around that hub area, and then they bring it to like a locked chest that you then gather once you come back from your adventures. And it's like a roguelite. I'm trying to think of which one is the correct term. Where like the map changes, like the map layout changes every time you go back up into it. And then like you fight monsters. It's got like action combat. It's all like 2D or 2.5D, if that makes sense. Like your character's like flat, but yet you like rotate. It's like Paper Mario. Paper Mario.
Yeah, it's almost like a top-down game. It's like a Yeah, like if you've ever played Don't Starve, you'd understand immediately.
Yes.
And the graphic, you would think you were playing a variant of Don't Starve.
Exactly. Yeah, it is very Don't Starve like.
And I'm actually a little jealous that you're playing it. I didn't buy the game because it's not multiplayer, but I was gonna buy that for all of us to play because I would really like Don't Starve.
Yeah.
And you know these guys always produce fantastic games. Warzone. But yeah, so I'm kind of glad that one of us is playing it. I wish I could watch the content, but
I mean, I can play it on stream anytime you like. But
is there any negatives to the game thus far?
Visually it looks great. I haven't had any issues with it running at all. I haven't had any issues with it running. Resolutions is great. It starts off fine. I haven't had any bugs whatsoever. Like I haven't like clipped through the floor. I haven't had crashes. It runs perfectly. I haven't had any issues with it whatsoever. If I had a minor complaint, it would be that the dialogue runs on for a little long. Like I kind of wish I was in combat a little bit more than the actual dialogue, at least for the first 2 hours. Like, it was literally like an hour and 15 minutes of just like cutscene dialogue, fighting,
Right.
cutscene dialogue, fighting, and I was like, okay, I kind of wish I was fighting a little bit more. Like, this combat is really unique, and I kind of wish I could spend some more time in it. But yet, they like the first 2 hours, 2.5 hours are just like, here's the entire lore of your backstory and why you're doing what you're doing. And it's like, okay, that's cool, but kind of wish you would sprinkle this in a little bit more sparsely in the beginning, because I don't care. Like, and not to be rude to the game developers putting all that effort into the story. It's just like, I want to play the game itself. Like, they do a really good job of the tutorial, though. I have to give them props for that. Because like the hub world area is a little confusing, because at first I was like, okay, what is my goal here? What am I supposed to do? And at first they forcefully force you to build the first two structures that you need, or like the mainstays. So like you have the church building and then the actual praying statue. Basically those two things are like, hey, make this. This is what it's for. This is what it does. This is the buffs it gives you and your patrons, your cult members. So they do a really good job of explaining that stuff, and that stuff's fine. So I mean, I don't really have any issues with it. I don't want to give it a score or anything, but I'll give it a recommend or don't recommend as of right now. I give it a recommend until something else happens that makes me not want to recommend it. But as of right now, I'm digging it. I think it's cool. So, yeah, you guys have anything else, or do you want to just move on to the trivia / game section?
Yeah, I think that's good enough.
All right. So today we're not gonna do trivia. Today we're gonna do a little bit different. So I guess I'll start. So I was thinking we could rotate between people. So I'll start with one, and then Colin, you can go next, and then Carnage, you'll go next. And then so the person giving the word, I'm gonna give a word that's video game related. So as an example, I'll say mushroom, and Carnage will say Mario, and because that's the first thing that popped into his head when I said that word. So whatever word I say, I want you guys to think of the first video game related to that word that comes to mind. No, I don't care what it is. So, are we ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Prisoner.
Escapists.
Carnage?
Oh, we're both answering.
I would like you both to answer, yes. And then I'm going to ask you why you answered that specifically.
Oh, God. Prisoner. GTA.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. All right. Colin, you first. Why did you answer escapist? I mean, probably for the obvious reason that it's literally just prisoners.
Because prison.
Gotcha. Carnage, your answer was extremely interesting. Why did you say GTA?
Because Prisoner's so generic, and I was trying to think of any game that I played involving prisoners or releasing prisoners. Now I can kind of think of more, but GTA, it's all criminals. All criminal activity.
Like robbing banks and stuff. That makes sense.
Yeah, and Rockstar's been a big, highlight right now, and their quote unquote new release coming out eventually before I die. So
you'll be 60. Oh, it was 89 years. That lady from the Titanic or whatever. All right, Colin, your turn. Go ahead.
Sentry.
Portal. Carnage.
Rome Total War?
Really? Okay, that's interesting.
Okay.
Man, like for me, this is really hard. I'm trying to guess a game that's probably in your head. I can't think of it. But I said Century. You said Century when really the reason I said Rome was Centurion.
Oh, okay.
See,
now that's why I like this. That's why I like this, because it makes you, it gives you the thought process of the person involved. They're like, oh, you thought Centurion rather than Century. That's really interesting.
So if I would have spelled the word in my head starting with an S, I probably would have said COD. So Century turret.
Oh, gotcha. I said Portal because of the cute talking sassy turrets that are like, why am I here? Why are you there? And they shoot you.
And they also sing.
They do sing. Yeah.
What game were you thinking about, Colin, when you said that?
Well, there's three I had in mind: TF2, Overwatch, and Portal.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Here's a word for you guys.
All right.
Plasma.
Halo.
Oh, fuck you.
Fortnite.
Wait, Colin, what'd you say?
Fortnite.
Oh, that's interesting.
Why Fortnite?
I'm pretty sure they had some like plasma grenades or plasma weapons.
You're
so that's
sure?
Just, like, the first
You're not sure.
I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
Right.
Okay, that's interesting.
Right.
All right. Let's see. Okay, I guess we'll go back one through one more time. Pixels.
Oh, the Stardew Valley.
Nice. Carnage?
Pixels?
Pixels. What's the
All I
first?
could think is the Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah. That was the first thought that came to my mind as well.
I mean, I did say you had to give something video game related as an answer, so I guess technically
that is technically video game related.
Okay, I mean,
I'm standing by it.
it's interesting that the word pixels in your mind has been replaced with that crap B movie.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, and that's also my first thought when you said Pixels.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. I guess they did their job well with the marketing.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a movie, so I went to a video game.
No, that's fine. I actually it's really cool that you said Stardew Valley though. That's interesting. So
Yeah. It's just the art style,
right? And that's what I was kind
of.
of going for. I was wondering what game related thing that came to your mind first when you heard the word pixels, because I was wondering if you were going to say Pokemon or Stardew Valley or Shovel Knight. Like I wanted to see what you guys were going to say. So that's interesting though. You guys both basically wanted to say Pixels the movie though. That's hilarious. We should email the marketing team, say like, hey, good job. All right, Colin, you gonna go?
Blocks.
Minecraft.
Guess I'll go with Roblox then.
Oh, were you gonna say Minecraft too? You can say Minecraft too, by the way.
Nah.
Gotcha.
Roblox.
I mean, that was pretty easy. I don't think we really have to explain anything with that one, huh?
Yeah, no.
Yep. All right, Carnage, go ahead.
Rubber.
Oh, Need for Speed.
Forza Horizon.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, okay.
God, I have such fond memories of Need for Speed, though, man.
Did you see? Speaking of Need for Speed, you see that anime thing they're pumping out for Need for Speed?
I did, and yeah. Dude, I'm so worried though, because I want to get it, but yet I was burned horribly by the last two that they released. Like the one before the last one was like literally covered in microtransactions. They tried to do like the loot box thing where they forced you to buy cards. It was like a card based racing game. And you had to buy loot boxes with these card packs in them, for real money, by the way, or had to grind your butt off to get the card packs. And each of the card packs had like parts that would it's basically pay to win. Like you basically got pay to win parts to increase the speed of your car by like giving it a better engine or giving you shiny rims that increased your aerodynamicy or whatever. Like, it was ridiculous. I was like, this is pay to win. This is horrible. Why? Why would you change the formula? Like, you had the formula pat down. Like, what is this? Yeah. And then the one after that, they got rid of that stuff, but then it was still a bad game. I was just like, this is terrible. Like, I don't want to play this anymore. It just, I don't know. I want to play that new one, but I'm worried, dude. I'm worried it's going to end up being like Battlefield, where I get burned because I'm like, I love Battlefield. I grew up with Battlefield. I love it. And then I play it, and I'm like, no!
And then, like, 6 months later, everyone gets a free trial of it.
I love it. That's so good. Oh, that's great. All right, I think that's where we're gonna end it for tonight. You want to sign us off, Carnage?
Yeah. All right, guys. That'll wrap up another episode of Press C for Carnage. Make sure you check us out on our socials for Press C #4 Carnage. Until next time, see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.